in the middle of, like,
Hi,
you know,
this is
say
Otter,
they
and this
work
is
3
how to
days,
use
you can convert them to a
Showbiz
3-day.
SAG-Cards.
This is an overview, and so it'll basically show you how to get going and use the software quickly. Your first thing you're going to do, you're going to hit click to use this trial because you probably just downloaded it and just starting. And then hit SAG-Cards right there up in the list. And hit brand new time card. So you're starting off nice and fresh with a brand new time card. Notice if you hover your mouse over anything, it's going to give you little tool tips that tell you what, you know, each thing does. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can just hover your mouse over. I'm just going to start by saying this is The Surfer, the name of the show. I'm using tab to move through it. I can use shift tab to move back. So Huntley and episode 101. The character name is The Surf. I don't know, Surf's dead. Whatever. Account number 1, 2, 3, 4. Social security number. Tab it in there. Now these are just text fields, really simple. They're going to display whatever you want. I'm going to call it Otter Productions. Federal ID, whatever that is. Loan out, whatever, Bob's loan out. Location, Burbank, California. Weekending. Notice it's displaying a bunch of numbers. It's going to display whatever you actually have in the database. If you want a new weekending, we'll just say 1/21. Oops, my numlock was on. 1/21. Notice right here the dates by day. It's going to display based on what you put in the weekending right here. So you can even do a midweek weekending and it'll start the week whenever you want. So we're just going to go right down the screen, and I'm going to start off with the good old work status. We'll say we start work, and we get in at 6. 6.3 on the set, left at 20 to 20.3. We in NDB, we can type one right there. We'll say that's 7:30 in the morning. And we had lunch at 14 to 15, and that's it. We've got our day. I don't have to type in all the hours every time. If they're the same for anything, I can copy and paste them so I can get the hours in. Notice the work status, the whole row will copy over. So I'm going to say they start worked and they work finished. So notice it's calculated the overtime, but we really don't know how much pay and everything it's going to cost. So we have to do what's next. It's apply a schedule. So in one button click, you can apply pretty much any kind of SAG or AFTRA schedule here. I'm going to just stick to TV, studio, and a day performer. With that one click, I have all these rules done. So now it knows how to actually break it out properly. Then I got to tell it how much it's going to be. Scale rate, you can click in here to get the scale rates. And we have all the scale rates here. And you can upgrade these simply by downloading the latest rates, deleting all these, and getting the new rates. And so you can just, scroll through. You can find get, but I'll just get, here's a rate, 1263. I'll say that's the one. But I negotiated, 1500 as their negotiated rate. Basically, it's going to pay the higher of the two. Notice once I've added a rate, it already knows exactly how much overtime, double time, how much my pay rate by day is. Let's add some travel time here so you can see what happens there. Let's say they traveled at 5 o'clock to 6, and they left at 20.3 to 21.9. Bam. Notice it's going to figure out exactly your travel time. It knows exactly how much, travel time, all the different pay. It's broken out everything. So at that point, it's going to adjust based on what I type. Let's add a higher amount here. Let's say 1,600. Notice the rate's going to go up because it has a money break rate here and everything. So based on the rate here, it's going to calculate all your rates by day. If you have stun adjustments, you can add them here, and it's going to even change your rate by day. So now I'm going to hit Magic Pay. That's going to basically scan the whole time card and bring everything right into this area here to say how much to pay. So if you notice what's happened, just look at the first row. It's usually going to look right here at your negotiated or your scale, and it's going to grab that rate, 1,600, times how many days worked, 1, 2, 3. So 3 days times 1,600 gives you that. Then it's going to look at your daily time and a half, and you can see there's your time and a half right there. So you got your $1,800, which is 6 hours. And then you got your double time. You got 9.9 hours of double time and put in 36.90. And so you got obviously your travel time, and that's the way it's going to work. You're going to come up here, look at your non-pensionable items. You You can see there's meal penalties. It's calculated all your AM meal penalties, your PM meal penalties, and pasted it right there. Forced calls. You can see we've incurred 2 of them. One was 3 hours into it. One was 3.9. So it's done everything for you. It's pretty beautiful. If you want to mess around with your meal penalties, like let's just say this day you did a grace. Well, if you come over here and edit it, you update the pay meals and it's going to pay whatever you want. So whatever number you do here, you can override the basic calculation. So if I want to pay 3, it's going to pay 3. If I want to just put G, it's going to pay 0. If I don't put anything, then it's going to just pay the default calculation of 1. So when I magic pay, it's going to update, and there you go. That's pretty much it. You basically fill out the top, enter your hours, pick a schedule, put a rate, hit magic pay, and you're done. Now you need to actually print it out. Once you're done getting to the number, calculating where you're all happy with everything, you would actually click on the time card button. This is only here to print out. So a lot of people will jump in and think time card, since they're doing a time card, they click here. That's not the case. Always work in your worksheet. Only go here when you want to print it out. And you can hit print preview to see what it's going to print out like. And that's going to basically, there's a little menu here. So it'll tab through showing you all the different time cards, what they're going to print. So I'll get out of print preview so it goes back to my one time card. You can display the full social, last 4 digits of the social, last 5, first 5, whatever you want. So it's totally up to you. And then you're just going to hit print the time card. When you hit print, I don't even know if I'm connected to a printer. When you hit print, you got to remember one thing. Do you want to print the current record, the one we're looking at, or the records being browsed, which happens to be 178 right now? So you can print a whole week ending, or you can just print the individual one right there. So I'm going to cancel out of that. But that's it. You could also, when you hit print, you can print it to PDF and email it, and it's just like printing to a printer. So that's pretty much it. Now you're all ready for a new time card. You could literally also, if you hit copy job here, then you can hit a new time card. Then you can hit paste job, and it's going to type in all the Burbank, the week ending, the production company, the episode, the project name. So it'll jumpstart the next time card after another. The other thing also to recognize is I'm not going to actually retype this person every week. I'm just going to simply hit duplicate time card. And now you can see the week ending is back down to 2000, the default week ending. And now it's duplicated everything as is, so I can type in all new hours, 16 whatever, and got out at, whatever, date or time, got out at 21.6. And then I can update, and now I've got a whole new week. If all the hours can be completely different, then I can actually just duplicate the card saying info only. This will bring over every way I pay, except now it's all nice and clean grid. Type in the new hours, hit magic pay, and you're done. So the first start will be, the hardest setup, but after that, you just simply duplicate the card, type in their new hours, hit magic pay, and you're done. That's a basic overview. Other thing just to remember on the schedules, you can change them on the fly. It's not going to hurt you